Harvard President Claudine Gay is out. She handed in her resignation after weeks of plagiarism claims and pressure from critics who say anti-Semitism on campus has grown out of control. In her resignation letter, Gay writes, quote, "It's been distressing to have doubt cast on my commitments to confronting hate and to uphold scholarly rigor, and frightening to be subjected to personal attacks and threats fueled by racial animus." The Harvard Corporation also making note of the personal attacks and racist vitriol launched at Gay. Before she resigned, she was hit with 6 fresh plagiarism charges. That was this week, bringing the number of allegations to nearly 50. Now, she's going to remain on the faculty. She's likely going to keep that nearly $900,000 a year salary, Amber. And, you know, just remember that it seems more that it was the plagiarism concerns that the Harvard Corporation was worried about, despite the fact that it was her disastrous testimony on Capitol Hill and the fact that she would not condemn attacks on Jewish students.
That's exactly right. Harvard was backing her up during the entire process after that congressional hearing. In fact, former President Barack Obama even came to her aid, vouching for her. And then the plagiarism accusations just became too much to bear, I think. But look, I think what this is the last dying gasp of the DEI regime, right? You had the Supreme Court push down affirmative action last summer. And this is obviously someone who was unqualified for the position, was taking other people's work without attribution on a regular basis, right? This was not just 1 or 2 occasions. This was 50 plus. So this is, I think, emblematic of the type of DEI policies that were happening in higher education for decades. And finally, someone is being held accountable for that.
Well, and obviously, you know, she was hired. Even it's been pointed out repeatedly, Ryan, that she was hired. It was the fastest search for a new president in history. And, you know, Mark Lamont Hill, who's actually a writer and a commentator and an activist, he actually posted that he believes that the next president of Harvard should also be a black woman. Not about the qualifications, but a DEI initiative. And you've seen, as well as I have in U.S. corporations now, DEI initiatives are falling by the wayside. Jobs are being lost. Those departments are being shut down. And there's the post from Mark Lamont Hill. Because they're realizing it just doesn't work. And when you have to get back to business, let's be honest, Harvard's a business, a multi-billion-dollar business.
With a huge endowment already, and you saw, you know, roughly $1 billion look to be pooled in donations over this whole issue. And to your point, yeah, it's like if you were a regular student at Harvard and you had plagiarism issues, you wouldn't be a student at Harvard anymore, but she still keep her job, even despite the fact that she has these 50 examples of blatant plagiarism. So the question is, not only did she resign, but why does she still have a job at Harvard? So to me, the problem really hasn't been quite 100% fixed here.
Well, and also, too, if she's claiming that this is racism against her, and then she's not apologizing for the fact that she refused to defend Jewish students who are being attacked on campus, Jewish students who were afraid to leave menorahs out because of vandalism, Jewish students that were being yelled and screamed at by pro-Palestine protesters. They were screaming for the Intifada. Not saying that any of that was against Harvard's code of conduct, which I think was one of the most, shocking things about that testimony. Now, Elise Stefanik, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, who's, again, that December 5th Capitol Hill questioning of her spurred on calls for her resignation, did react on X, posting the resignation of Harvard's anti-Semitic plagiarist president is long overdue, and that her answers in the congressional hearing were, quote, pathetic and devoid of the moral leadership and academic integrity required of the president of Harvard. Remember, Elise Stefanik went to Harvard, okay? Congresswoman Stefanik joining Hannity last night. Watch.
It is unacceptable that it took Harvard a month to demand the resignation of Claudine Gay. I believe these university presidents sit atop these institutions that have rotted out and have institutionalized anti-Semitism. We've seen Jewish students assaulted, physically harassed, and facing just vile attacks every single day.
Stefanik also telling the Post that this is the beginning of a reckoning for other American universities, Amber, because we've had 2 presidents. Even Stefanik yesterday said 2 down, 1 to go.
Right, and probably more. I saw a tweet from Keith Boykin, who's sort of a notorious race baiter political commentator, and he said that if we're going to go after Claudine Gay, then we have to look at the history of all of the university presidents, to which I say, great. let's do that. I'm sure a lot of other people would be caught potentially in the crossfire. It was amazing, though, by the way, to see how the media avoided to use the word, tried not to use the word plagiarism repeatedly. Instead, they said she took people's quotes without attribution, which is by definition plagiarism.
And I said this yesterday, I've said this repeatedly, plagiarism in academia, you might as well murder somebody. I mean, you know, but no, unless you're Claudine Gay, and then you're fine, Ryan. And I will say really quick, the editorial board of the Journal writes this: prestigious institutions are racked with ideological protest from a contingent of students and many faculty who seem to care more about activism than learning.
Well, that seems like that's what's happening, right? Where's the spotlight right now? It's on activism, and it's not on what I mean, let's face it, Harvard's considered our most esteemed university here in the United States. And it's a horrible when it's symbolic that somebody who has plagiarism basically didn't, condoning genocide is actually representing like our top university. That's a big problem.
Yeah, well, obviously this is a story that broke yesterday. We're going to cover it throughout the morning today. We also have a lot more to cover, folks.